Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr.Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and got a pretty good show for you guys tonight. But right off the bat, I got to say hi. Paul Farrell, I got to tell you, him, and Francis Swain, Ryan Courtney, and Connor Bryant. These guys jump on instantly. Okay, James Stevens, I got to mention him too. But I got to tell you, Paul Farrell, him and Kiko Man usually race to see who's going to be the first one on there. It's kind of funny, but Paul, I just don't have enough thanks for you and Francis and James and Ryan Courtney. Just hey, you guys mean the world to me. I really mean it. You guys are absolutely terrific. You really, really are. And Rick Wilcox, how you doing, buddy? But tonight, guys, everybody, I'm going to have on a guy that's probably a legend also. I'm going to have on Mr. John, the Tankersley. Anyhow, we are going to be talking Jelly Ball, man, and I cannot wait. This thing is so cool. I had him on before we talked to him right there. Oh, sorry, honey. I told her not to stand there. Gosh, I don't know what's going on here. But anyhow, I cannot wait to do this. A few things I got to mention first, though. Last week, I got invited down to Field 1 to do my show. So I went down there and I did it with Eric Crandall and Alex Frazee. And I can't thank those guys enough. I had a great time. The audience was terrific. Had a lot of views. Those guys really, really have it going on. I shoot their AccuLock barrel. I absolutely love the AccuLock barrel. So I do shoot that, but they were very, very cool. And we talked about their marker that they've got. And then I talked a little bit to Alex because him and his partner, Oliver White Cloud Lang, have got the hormesis. Now, see, Alex, I kept going hormuz. I said probably 50 different ways. I don't know. Maybe more, actually. But anyhow, Alex says, hey, Fred, we can change it. And I said, no, I'm going to keep practicing. So it's hormesis, and I've got it down now. I believe I got it down pretty good. And I got to show you a couple of things. They honored me with having a Fred Schultz series. And, I can't thank them enough. This one right here is what I dedicated to my wife. This is called a Sherry Ann. And then this one here is called the Ambassador. I think there's like 5 or 6 different kinds. Anyhow, and they sent one to my buddy Ian back east, and he just got it. And Ian is a terrific guy. I can't say enough about him either. He's a great kid. He really, really is. I pronounce his last name, but I would butcher that, believe me. So anyhow, I just want to thank all those guys. I want to thank Eric. I want to thank Alex for letting me go down there. And I want to thank Alex, and I want to thank Oliver for the honor to have them name the headbands after me. It was absolutely great. I can't thank them enough. And then also, not this weekend, but following weekend is the Florida 10-Man Classic. It's going to be down there at Gator Paintball, down just north of Tampa. Anyhow, I'm going down. Bill's going down with me. Tim Schloss is already down there. He's kicked back by the pool someplace. Oh, lucky dog. But anyhow, we're going to go down there and we're going to play in this. It's WCPL, the second one. So really looking forward to it. Rico Fernandez has put a lot of time in his field, and it looks like it's ready to go. And I'm ready to go. I cannot wait to get down there. It is going to be so cool. I am definitely looking forward to that. And then I got to give a shout out real quick to Anthony Portola and his son Eric. These guys did a tournament. It was a 3-man tournament. They had like 30 teams, but they did it in a park actually it was up in Rancho Cordova, and I can't remember the Haynes Park, I think was the name of it. But they had baseball going on over here. They had a hardball game going on over here. They had kids over here riding bikes and working out. And then over here, what did they have? They had a paintball tournament. He went in, he netted the whole area, put up the blow up, and in front of the blow ups, he took and actually put AstroTurf. So when the kids slide in, they never tore anything up. I mean, when he left, the place is just exactly like when he got there. And what it did, Anthony, I applaud you for this. What it did is it brought all kinds of other people that normally wouldn't even think about paintball, but they're playing baseball, or they're riding their bikes, or they're doing all this other stuff, man. And they're looking over going, whoa, that's cool. I got to go check this out. So they go check it out. And I got to tell you, my hat's off to him. And a lot of people showed up there. Jake Krulin, he was there from Predator Paintball up in Rockland. A great paintball store, by the way, guys. And Jake's a good guy. Jake's another guy who works extremely hard for the sport of paintball. And so I just thought I'd throw him out there because he had the time to go up there. And Mark Gong was there. And Mark and Michael Beard, they had their team, the Hermans. And I got to tell you, it started with just Mark's two kids, Mark Jr. and Jaden. And man, I got to tell you, they got themselves a small army now. These guys, it was just absolutely great. And, to see what Mark has started, and Jamie Conley and Jennifer Montresor, there's all kinds of people across the U.S. now that are jumping on this. And it might have happened before, but I never really heard about it. I never really heard about it until Mark goes, hey, my son's going out there. Mark Jr. is playing, right? Well, I watched little Mark Jr. all suited up and stuff, and he's going out there and just ripping them. He is playing like an adult. He's just absolutely great. And then when these kids come off the field, I mean, win, lose, or draw, the attitudes are perfect, and that's what we need, guys. That's what we want for paintball. That's what builds our sport, period. So, my hat's off to Mark and Ryan Podesta was up there. He had a son, Nico, which is another great little player. But, these guys are working really hard to keep paintball rolling along, and obviously, guys like me are definitely getting old. But Mark's a lot younger, so Mark's got some time here. But, these kids, they're 8, 9, 10 years old, and they are playing just great, and they're bringing up right. So that when people watch them play and people listen to them when they come off the field, it's going to be the right message we want for paintball. Everybody's going to go, that is cool. That's a cool sport. Those are cool kids playing it. I want in. And that's what we're looking for, period. And then I want to give a shout out real quick to Kathy Alvarez. She has a team called the Belcrees. And Kathy's working really, really hard to put everything together to get the team to New York. And so I want to just give a shout out to Kathy Alvarez. And if you guys want to really help a good all-girls team now, we need these girls. I'm telling you, it's great to see the girls jumping in like they are. If you guys can give them a hand, just even donate $5 or something like that, get a hold of Kathy Alvarez. She has her PayPal. She'll hook you up with everything like that. And I just think I just believe it's really, really well worth it. We want more people in the sport, and Kathy has been a long-time supporter of paintball. She goes all the way back to the Master Blasters with her brother. And so if you get a chance, guys, jump on and do that. Just get a hold of her and just say, hey, Kathy, let me throw $5 towards you. And that'll help her team. I think it's really, really cool. And then also another thing I got to mention, we're putting back together Constant Pursuit. Constant Pursuit was my team back in the day. It was a great team. We played professional for a lot of years. So now we're putting together an amateur team. So we're all working on that right now. Yeah, Rick Wilcox said Lori, his wife, is going to be playing with them in New York. Right on, buddy. Right on. Very, very cool. And Stefan Gumby's watching tonight. How you doing, my friend? I love you, pal. You know that. And his wife, Julie, and his sons. What a great family. That's a paintball family. Let me tell you. They are absolutely cool as could be. So anyhow, if you're interested in trying out for Constant Pursuit, I think it's going to be well worth it. I think it's going to be a team just like it used to be in the past, maybe even better. Get a hold of Dan Ringer. Dan Ringer, he's on Facebook. Just jump on and go, hey, Dan, I'm interested. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you, buddy. Okay. I got to give my shout outs real quick before I go ahead and I bring on Mr. John. John's going to tell us about all the new stuff that's going on and just everything that's cool about Jolly Ball. So, but first, real quick, I want to bring up this guy before he falls asleep. Please, everybody, welcome Mr. William Bailey. How you doing, Billy?
Awake.
You're getting all ready for Florida next week, huh?
Yeah, I've been called like 3 times today from Tim. He keeps rubbing it in. He was
I know.
telling
Yeah.
me he started about 200 miles out from the beach, and then he got right there, and finally called me again. I'm like,
Yeah, I know he called me and he's sitting there talking to me, and I hear his wife Terry. She's over there writing, going, "Tim, slow down.
yeah,
Tim, slow down." So he must have been doing 80 down the highway. Tim, slow down. It was pretty funny. I
yeah,
absolutely love it. And Howdy's on board, right on Howdy, another great paintball guy.
oh yeah,
Period. And you know what we got next week? Are you ready for this? Next week I have Hanu Fox on,
yep.
Bill, and we are going to announce the names of the 2021
Woo-hoo.
Paintball Hall of Fame inductees.
Heck yeah, that'll be awesome.
Oh, that's going to be real cool. I'm going to read their bios, the one that we have, and everything like that. And we're going to talk a little bit about them, so that ought to be pretty cool.
That will be cool. That's all.
And I'm looking forward tonight to having Tank on. I had Tank on before, and he was pretty entertaining guy.
Yep.
you know,
Good product. Yep.
yeah, and his product is great.
Yeah.
It absolutely is. Mark Gong says awesome. Right on, Mark. Mark, I'm very glad that you watched too. You and I go back a lot of years, and what you have done with the Hermans, you and Michael Beard, there's not enough words. And I just hope that people out there really appreciate the time and effort that you put into this, because you put an awful lot of time into it. Yeah, you really, really do.
I think him and the Hermans, I think they really helped kickstart, this whole.
They did. No, Bill, I'm telling you, and you got like Jamie Conley and those guys. They're terrific guys, and they're working really hard. Jennifer Montresor, she's got the Montresor Marauders. Everybody's jumping on, but who did you really hear about it to start with? I mean, it was probably going on, but nothing like it is now, because I hooked Jamie Conley up with Mark, and these guys are all getting organized now. And I got to tell you that, and the Hermans, they're also having a giveaway too. I mean, a fundraiser, and because they're going to go to the World Cup, the NXL World Cup this year. So if you guys get a chance, you want to jump on. I believe it's the Hermans Paintball. .com. Mark, go ahead and fire that up for me, because I can't remember exactly what it is. But they're selling jerseys. I already bought one for my wife, so she can't wait for it. So yeah, I'm hoping it's a lot sooner than later. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to get out there with a can of spray paint and do something for her. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's what it looked like too. I'm sure. Ryan Courtney says hi, Billy.
Yep. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Courtney every week. Terrific guy. So let me give my shout outs real quick so we can bring the tankster out here. I'm all set. I got my jelly ball. I'll tell you what's funny. When we get Tank out here, I'm going to talk a little bit about it. But Keith Kissel and I, we shot the heck out of this damn thing. And I got to tell you, you look at how many balls are still left, and there's still a gazillion balls left.
I'm like, when you accidentally mix too much. When you first mess with them, you end up with 10 bucketfuls, and it's like,
that's how I started. That's how I started. I started with a gallon thing, and I just put a little bit in the bottom, which I thought was a little bit, but man, there it was. Oh, here it is. Let me put this up here real quick. Boom. There it is right there, guys. I'm a Herman supporter. Everybody knows that, cut and dry. But I support all the kids across the U.S. that are playing the sport, and I support all the people that are helping them. You guys are nothing short of great. Absolutely love you, and love you doing this too, because that's the future, period. Yep. Let me get my shout outs real quick. I'm going to leave that up there for a few minutes, Mark. People, check it out. Please give those kids a hand. Order a jersey, man. I got my Herman's jersey over here, and it is so cool. And now I got one coming for my wife too. Now she's biting at the bit for hers. So, but it's worth every penny. If you guys out there, in the same way Kathy Alvarez and stuff, everybody talks about supporting paintball. Oh yeah, I want to do that. Just give a couple bucks. It's not going to hurt you. I mean, $10 here, $10 there really makes a big difference to all these people. And I just think it's such a small amount to help teams get to these tournaments and make the tournaments that much better. So real quick, shout outs. Tim Schloss. Normally I talk real good about Tim, but Tim right now is sitting someplace by the pool down there in Florida. So, yeah, you suck, buddy. But anyhow, we still love you. God. Rub it in, and I'm not going to cry on camera, you dog. And then I got to say hi real quick to Dan and John Colby, Immortal Air, Mr. Bud Orr. Mr. Bud Orr, you can't say enough about Mr. Bud Orr. Love the guy, period. My big brother. He's terrific person. And if you don't know Bud Orr, obviously you're not from this earth. So you had to come in on a ship or something. Anyhow, and Tom K, Airgun Designs, Rainey and Juvie Boucher, Paintball News. Back in the day, Paintball News was a thing. You could go out the field 2 times a month and pick up a Paintball News for nothing. Didn't cost you a penny. You just picked it up. And it told you what was happening, what was coming up, what had just happened, big games, all the new equipment that came out, where all the fields were located. It was like the Bible of paintball. And that's why I have to mention these guys every week. They're terrific. And then Mr. Randy Camilla was the editor for APG. Jerry Brown, he was the editor for Paintball Sport Magazine. And also Jerry is where we're going to have the June tournament for the WCPL out there in New York. And I can't wait. There was just absolutely great. And I love the fields and I love going out there. And I got to say hi to Ross Alexander. Mr. Ross Alexander had Line SI. I still have my original Bushmaster. He was actually my first marker sponsor when I started playing professional. And then Mr. Jim Lively. Jim Lively had Lively Productions. Back in the day, there was 2 tournaments you wanted to go do, guys. You wanted to do Lively's Masters, and you wanted to do Jerry Brown's World Cup. Both absolutely terrific. So that's why I got to mention these guys. And then I got to mention Gino from Belkin. Gino does a lot of stuff behind the scenes for people. That's why I hang the shirt and stuff up there. I guess the one that you can't read. But anyhow, I moved my camera because I wanted everybody to see my Tank shirt, man. Tank sent me this shirt. I absolutely love it. I won't wear it out because I just think it's so cool. So I just keep it and I wear it when actually it's cold. It's like 62 degrees here. So, but I just love this. I know. So I love the shirt and I had to wear it tonight, but I just like keeping it pristine, just like a lot of my stuff I've got here. It's just great. So anyhow, you know what? We talked about a lot of stuff one more time. Next week, guys, you're going to want to tune in because we are going to announce the 2021 inductees into the Paintball Hall of Fame. And there's some pretty damn good people that are coming in here. And I think you're going to absolutely love it. And a couple of guys I know very, very well. And I'm very, very excited to talk about them. So, Bill, without further ado, my friend, you know about Jelly Ball, don't you?
Just a little bit.
That means this much. When Bill says a little bit, it means that much. Period. So, what do you say we bring on a heck of a Jelly Ball guy? Matter of fact, across the crawl, it's been saying his name now for the last 20 minutes. So, please, everybody, welcome Mr. John Tankersley. How you doing, John?
Hey guys, how are y'all? Hey Bill, hell Fred. How are you?
Oh, doing great, man. Hey, you seen I had my Jelly Ball thing.
I saw that
earlier. Yeah, I got over here. I've got in my studio. Now, see, that's what's so cool about this. You know what? Rose does videos of stuff. Rose from Rose Paintball up in Montana. Yeah. She rents. I don't know if it's like a Holiday Inn or what it is, but she rents the little business room, the conference room.
Correct.
Yeah, and they set up tables and they play Jelly Ball. I watched it a few times when she goes live. Cool as heck. But the point being is, you shoot paintballs, you got cleanup.
Correct.
Period. Cut and dry. You shoot these things. She said that I just shot it. I'm in my studio. I just shot the heck out of this big old dummy I got standing over here.
Yep.
And you can't see nothing.
I thought Bill was at his house.
I wish.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right. I'll send you the $10 because you said that.
Sorry, Bill. He fell right in it, man. I had to do
I
it.
know.
Yeah. Hey, Bill, he's
Yeah,
not sorry. He's not
so
sorry.
Rose has a killer situation at her place over in Montana. She found a hotel that was not as happening hotel in the area. She talked to the hotel owner, was able to get the grand ballroom, which is pretty large. And she started out by just using the furniture. Now she's got barrels. She's got them wrapped really cool with vinyl. She's done a lot of cool stuff. She's got some inflatables in there, and they're just killing it. Like, she was at Extravaganza with us.
Yes.
She flew in, and we were talking, and her husband was like FaceTiming us from, that, like, on a Wednesday night, and they had like 26 people, and it's just crazy. And like, the hotel's rocking now. They're seeing business, and so she's helped them. They've helped her, and it's just awesome because this time of year in Montana, it's like 26 degrees and snowing.
And
So
12 feet of snow. Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So, but go ahead.
No, I was just going to say my hat's off to her because she's been doing this for a while, and
Yeah.
she absolutely loves Jelly Ball, and she absolutely loves you too. She and like you just said, now she's bringing business into the motel. Even
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's whatever all of this is all about.
It's
Is
two-way
just
street.
growing. Exactly right.
So here's what's funny. So at the Extravaganza, Rich asked me to speak about Jelly Ball, like talking about it for business owners. So I held 2 classes. And so we set up some bunkers in one of the smaller rooms, and we let guys run and play. And it was amazing. After we went to go clean up on that Thursday night, and we broke the bunkers down because we only had it for 2 days. And we asked for a vacuum cleaner, and we couldn't, and there was nothing to vacuum. I mean, it was gone because, people walking on it just went into the carpet. But when it dehydrates, it's smaller than a grain of salt, and it's literally no mess. And it didn't, it doesn't damage the walls. There was like wall sconces with like soft covers on the lights, and it didn't hurt those at all. And I did like a 45-minute presentation on Jelly Ball for your business. And people were really impressed. I mean, they're like, they've never held one. They got to shoot it. They got to check it out. And we actually had quite a few dealers sign up that week. And matter of fact, I was talking to one earlier today that had to wait for the weather to clear up, but he purchased his dealership today, and we're shipping it out Monday to him. I'm sorry. My days are backwards because I'm getting ready to go to the Haunt show in St. Louis. My days are messed up, but he purchased today. We'll ship tomorrow. He'll have it most likely before the weekend or possibly Monday. And he's excited. And he's like, man, he goes, I can't believe how easy it is. And he's already booking parties.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Hey, real quick here. Now, this is what takes on me. First of all, let me show you the bag. I got this in a cool bag. All right. Just like that. That almost looks like Tim Schloss too, doesn't it, Billy?
A little bit.
Yeah, I get the same round head.
He needs a mustache.
Yeah, the same round head. Yeah, you're really cool. Anyhow, I got that, and then along with that came this. This was in there. This is a little pack of balls. I'm thinking, wow, that's going to last me about 2 minutes. And then he sent me this. Now, I want everybody to see that this is only down to here. Okay? Can't get something this full. Now these guys have been sitting in here now because I wanted to see how long they would last. These guys have been sitting in here for about 4 weeks.
Yep.
And they're still shootable with no problem.
Yeah. As long as it's a sealed container.
Yep.
Once they're hydrated, they'll as long as it's sealed, they'll stay hydrated for a year. I mean, yeah. I'm testing products now. We're in we're in little over 3 years of having from the fruition of Jelly Ball, and I've got balls that I've had sitting for 2.5 years. I've frozen them. I've done all the testing I can to answer questions for our dealers and stuff. And literally the only flaw is if you keep them too long, they do shatter easier because they've just the outer shell will start to break down over a period of time. But ideally, you could store them for 6 months and use them without any problems. And even if you drain them out, drain all the water out, and you leave them, let fresh air get in, you don't cover them. It takes about a week to 10 days. They'll dehydrate back to what they were, and then you can add water again, and they'll rehydrate. So you can use them. Now, we don't suggest sweeping them off the floor and reusing them because you're going to pick up trash and things like that. But if you have them in a container and they dehydrate, you just add more water and they'll rehydrate. And the cool thing is, it's, when I first came on with Clay's my partner. He's the CEO of Jelly Ball.
Right.
And he came to me and he said, "Hey, you've got manufacturing down, you've been in manufacturing, you've been in worldwide distribution, you've done a lot of things in paintball. I need somebody like you to help me grow this." And so literally I sat down with him and I said, "Okay, here's the thing. I'm pretty well known in the industry. I've been around a long time. My fear is if I put my name on this and we turn out the jelly balls are toxic, everybody's going to look at me like I'm the, I'm the most horrible person."
Yep.
So the first thing I did was I said, I need a package of them. I have a friend that has a lab that has a testing lab. I sent it out to them. Three weeks later, they emailed me back. They had a complete breakdown. So we have a full data sheet, everything we need. Basically, it's just sodium with a poly shell that's microscored to let water in, and it expands. And realistically, these are almost the same things that are in diapers. So if you were to break open a diaper, you would see almost the same thing. And because, it's that thing is touched, that diaper's touching the kid, it's got to be non-toxic and all these things.
Right.
And these are non-toxic. I mean, we don't suggest eating them, but, we've had kids that have gotten shot in the mask and pieces have gone in their mask while playing. And it's not like a paintball where it's bitter tasting. It's actually kind of a little, not quite as salty as you would think, but it's kind of a salt flavor.
It's a little salty because I've eaten a couple of them when I first got them. I just had to try it,
Yeah, of course you did, because that's you.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm going to admit, we after I figured out what they were, I'm like, well, let's see what they taste like, and we kind of ate a few. They're not quite gummy bears, but they're and I wouldn't season my steak with it, but they're not bad.
No, yeah, I just had to try that. That was a big thing after I got them. And Kathy Alvarez just jumped on. Kathy, we talked about your team, the Valkyries, and we're hoping people get a hold of you to go ahead and help support you to go to New York. So anyhow, we've already talked about that, babe. So anyhow, how many are in this thing?
So that right there is roughly 90,000 balls dehydrated.
That's a joke, because you know what? I put this much in to start with, and I put the water in. I come back, I think 2 hours, 3 hours later. Anyhow, they were bubbling over the top out of my thing. So yeah, obviously, I've got a jelly ball lesson very quickly. They were on the floor and going,
"Oh yeah, they'll just keep growing."
They did. That's exactly what they did. Yeah. And then we took in. You fill this thing. My friend Keith Kissel and I, we fill this thing up to the top. Okay.
Yep.
And then we went out. I cannot believe how long you shoot this thing to empty that.
Correct.
It does not empty boom like that. We were just shooting and going back and forth, trading it back and forth, and it just kept on. I mean, I never thought I was going to run out of the damn thing in there, man. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I had a good time.
So I mean, it's really funny. Like here's the thing. So when you 500,000 jelly balls is in a gallon. It fits in a gallon jug. And what we did was So remember the old, like, like a Prestone antifreeze container.
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically we found those. They're opaque like the container you have, but we fill that up almost to the top, and that is 500,000 jelly balls. That is 5,000 right there. So
That's just ridiculous. I'm sorry.
so two and a
Oh
half
my
cases
God.
of paint in that little bag.
5,000 balls in here.
Yep.
That is just amazing.
So imagine, if you have a paintball field and you get, a million jelly balls, 2 1-gallon jugs, and you can put them on a shelf out of the way, but that's a million jelly balls. So,
Yep.
and it's just, it's amazing. Like, literally we have and because we use 5-gallon containers. So what we do is we pour about 3/4 of that smaller container that you had. We pour about 3/4 of that in a 5-gallon bucket, fill it 3/4 full of water, put the lid on it, put them in the corner, and we'll fill up 4 of those. And, and that just sits in the corner, and we go through that in about a weekend. And so,
Wow.
like, this past weekend, we were sold out for paintball, jelly ball, and airsoft. We had a really strong weekend. We ran 11 jelly ball parties on Saturday and 4 on Sunday.
Wow.
And the thing is, the great thing about jelly ball is, because we were able to talk to the insurance companies and show them what we had, and because it shoots at about 180 feet per second, the insurance companies were like, man, this is really cool. We showed them the data sheets. We showed them everything. We let them play with it. And so they were like, they're like, well, what age limit do you think? And I'm thinking 5 and up, because anything below 5, the kids just don't understand keeping the goggles on.
Right.
But like the target market is 5 to 8-year-olds. It's all the siblings of the party kids that come in, and they're the younger siblings that can't play paintball yet. So we throw them in jelly ball, and they have a blast. And then they just want to, and then we're building a whole new line of people that want to play paintball when they get older.
Yep, absolutely right. And I want to show everybody real quick. I charge this thing very simple.
Yes.
Yep. If I can do it here. The battery pops out. I take this. I just plug this in right here. And I plug it into my charger, just like I'd charge my phone.
Yep.
And it doesn't take long at all to charge this thing. And I got to tell you, once it's charged, I don't know how many shots I could get out of it, because we just stopped shooting it. We were shooting it so much, and it was still shooting strong. So,
well, you should get about 6 hoppers of paint or 6 hoppers of jelly balls before it starts dropping off.
And it takes forever to go through a hopper.
Yeah.
That's what amazes you. I mean, because it's like a little machine gun.
Correct.
And so you just think that they would drop down instantly, just real quick, but they don't. They just keep on rocking. Very cool.
And it's awesome. So like a party, we'll give 3 hoppers to each. So we plan on in a 2-hour party for jelly ball. We give the kids each 3 hoppers. So they'll get 3. They'll get the one that's on the pistol, and then they'll get 2 refills. And literally, some of these kids don't even go through all that in the 2-hour party time. But yet in paintball, we offer 300 paintballs with a 2-hour party, and generally, so I've gotten a little wiser on my party packages and things. Like Mark over at Allen's Paintball Products, right?
Yep.
Okay, so Mark made me on my 50 cal, because we went all 50 cal guns. So we just upgraded this past, or the end of last year, this year, we went all EMEX for our rental fleet. And so I had Mark make me a little 100-round hopper that's perfect. It's almost like a pump hopper, and we put them on our EMEX, and it's perfect. So when the kids, we fill it with 100 rounds, the kids don't go out and blow it all in one game, and the parents are pissed at us because they shot all their paint in one game.
Yep.
So literally they make it last. But a funny story about Mark. So so a lot of our dealers were like, they do a lot of fun events like school festivals and things like that. Well, the problem is they didn't, again, like you said, it takes so long to get through that 600 rounds that's in that hopper. So they're like, do you have like like a hopper that would half that size. So I developed a really cool hopper. It's kind of odd looking, and I don't have one with me. I'm actually at the house tonight. But I worked with Mark on it for about 2 months till we got the right prototype. But I sent him a package of the balls. I sent him a gun, and I told him what I wanted. And I sent him one of the hoppers like on your gun. I said, okay, that holds 600 rounds, Mark. And he's like, okay, got it. So he sends me back this little test tube looking thing that's about 2 inches tall, 1 inch in diameter, and it literally looked like a test tube with threads on it. And he goes, this is perfect. It holds 370 rounds of jelly balls. I go, there's no way. And so I have him on FaceTime, and I'm pouring. Now here's the funny part. So I'm pouring jelly balls in this little tube he sent me. And I'm like, Mark, it's only holding like 60 balls. And he's like, no, I counted each one. It holds like 370. He didn't hydrate them. And he goes, well, I was wondering how they shoot. Do they shoot like a shotgun? So it's like a whole bunch of them at one time. So I rib him all the time when I talk to him. Like, I'll talk to him every couple of weeks. I'm like, hey, dude, you got to hydrate those jelly balls. And he's like, oh, shut up.
Hey, Tank.
But can you imagine? He literally sat at his desk and counted them out and put them this. He goes, this is perfect, 370 rounds. And I'm like, what? But he cracks me up.
That's funny.
But we developed this hopper, and our customers like it because it's half. It looks cool. It makes it low profile, and it looks like a paintball hopper now.
Yeah.
Bill, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask, do you have a recharging bank? So you can recharge multiple guns at once?
Yes. So when you become a dealer, because we only sell wholesale to dealers and stuff that want to become a jelly ball dealer. We don't sell retail. If you can get a pistol retail, that's through our dealer. We don't want to sell to you. Mm-hmm. We only want to sell to fields and such. So the cool thing is, when you become a dealer, we actually have it's a 12 bank charger. So you'll plug all the cords in, you stick it in the wall, and you can charge it. With that charger, it's actually a little bit more powerful than like your wall charger for your phone.
Yeah.
And it takes about anywhere between 40 to 45 minutes to charge a battery from the lowest point. So pretty quick. So like what I tell dealers is, once you get your package and you run your first game, your first party, that first money that you make, buy a second set of batteries. Because the batteries are inexpensive. And the beauty of our product is when we got it, we wanted a product that dealers would be easy. So I use this a lot, and the Tippmans will like this. We're trying to ultimately develop a jelly ball gun that is a Tippmann 98 a paintball. That's my goal.
The Rock.
Yep. We're on Gen 7 right now. That's what you're holding in your hand. Gen 8 we released at Extravaganza. If you can hold your gun up, I'm going to go over a few details because I don't have the gun with me. It's actually, so where the hopper goes on, that is a removable piece. That little black piece. So what we did is we eliminated that. The new gun, actually, that is integrated and it's lower profile. And then on the battery door, we reinforced the battery door because the battery door is kind of a weak point. It only has 2 little plastic pins that hold it on. So we made those beefier. Then where it's got the little twist that holds the battery door closed, we actually made it a slide. So it slides forward and clicks. So that after periods of time, you'll be playing and all of a sudden the battery door will come open. I mean, basically, like I tell everybody, we took a toy from China and we have, over the past 3 years, we've made it into a tool that you can make money with. Now, we have people, I have it, and here's the funny thing. So we offer a warranty with ours. And our warranty starts with this. When you buy your dealer package, the first month, everybody breaks their guns. And how they break them is they don't read the instructions. They don't watch the videos we ask you to watch. So they put the jelly balls in a bucket. Then they take the hopper and they stick a bucket full of water and jelly balls, and they fill the hopper full of water and jelly balls, turn it upside down, put on the gun, and they drown the motor in the gun. So generally we replace 6 to 12 guns right off the bat within 2 weeks of them owning the package. So we have replacement motors. So the beauty of that is that we get these guns back, we shop them out, we flip them around. We give you a warranty for free for the first month. We offer a warranty with our program. It's called the WRAP program. And what we do is 500,000 jelly balls wholesale, for like our dealers, is pretty, it's right at about $100. So what we do is if you sign up in our program, which we send you the jelly balls each month, on the 5th of the month, we debit your account, we debit your card, whatever you want to do. When your gun breaks, you drop it in the mail and you send us tracking. Literally after we get that tracking, we put that same color gun right back in the mail, and they cross in the mail, so you're never without guns on the weekend. And people laugh at us and like, well, you're going to go broke, you're going to fail, you're going to do this. Well, here's the beauty of that. The reason we want the guns back and we offer this program is it has made our marker, our pistol that we developed, it gives us all the information we need. How did this thing fail? Did it get flooded by the customer filling it full of water? Did they leave it outside? Did they overcharge the battery and the battery shorted out? So we have 12 to 13 different things that we see now that our dealers, when the guns return, we can tell what happened. So it's like any paintball product, any manufacturer wants to know what their weak points in their products so they can make it better, so they don't have to worry about replacements.
Right.
So,
well, Ryan Courtney, real quick, Tank. Ryan Courtney, you know him?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Oh, but anyhow, he was on here. He's very interested in him and his brother. They have a 80,000. Let me see what he says. Like an 80,000 square foot warehouse. Where am I at? Where are you at, Ryan? Right here. Let me put this up there. Tank, send me some info on it. My brother opened up a huge 80,000 square foot complex, and I was talking to him about Jelly Ball. He wants to carry products. Ryan Courtney, and there it is right there. And let me tell you something about Ryan real quick, because you don't know him. Ryan he's one of them guys. He watches my show all the time, and I'm not pushing him because he does that. It just is has the interest enough to watch it and to learn. And that's the kind of guys I like chumming with and hanging with, guys that like to learn.
Exactly.
And so anyhow, he has it right there.
I'll email him in the morning first thing.
Yeah, because he's a great guy too. And I got to say one more thing real quick. Todd Winokur is watching right now too. Todd is one of the big cheese down there in Southern California for the PBSL, and
okay,
I love the PBSL. Period. I think it's a great organization. I love exactly what they do, and maybe somewhere, sometime, Todd could take and put together a jelly ball thing, and could have the kids, because you know how that works. Tank, is people show up, and it doesn't matter who you come with. There's cards laid out, and you draw a card. Like ace through 4 if there's a 4-man team. So you never know who you're going to play with. You draw the card, and whoever has the same card, that's your team.
That's awesome. Maybe I like that format.
Oh, it's excellent. I mean, oh God,
that
it's
is
so
really cool.
Yeah, they do it. They do it in Colorado an awful lot too. Brent does it he's Brent Foster. He's another terrific guy that works really hard with the kids and works hard for paintball itself. And he'd be another one that would really be good to get into Jelly Ball and do something like the PBSL does. This way, a parent could just bring their kids, not having a team, obviously, and draw the cards and put them together, make them team, and go out there and play. What do you think, Billy?
Yep, that's way to go. We see it around here too, up at the Torrey's field. They do the same thing with cards. It's pretty cool.
I noticed
a great concept. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, it's a terrific concept. Billy, I see that Bill owns Bill's Bailey's battlefield. Too damn many bees. But anyhow, yeah, I was checking it out online. I see you got some play coming up this weekend too, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna be playing airsoft and paintball. Paintball Saturday, or I'm sorry, paintball and airsoft Saturday, then paintball team practice on Sunday. So we'll get our Woodland Warrior team out there and some other local teams, Magic and stuff, and we'll be practicing.
Yeah, because you've got Bud Orr's watching. Right on, Bud.
Hey, Bud.
Bud says jelly balls forever. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, so you know what's real
love Bud.
funny is, so today's Chris Lasoya's birthday, right?
Yep.
So Chris at World Cup this past year, he comes up to me and he says, "Hey," he goes, "I need some of those for my nephew so I can play with them." So he gets them and he sent me a video of him playing with his nephews. I haven't seen that guy laugh so much in my entire life. And it's just,
Give him a
and you
mirror.
played. It's you laugh. I mean, like we all play at the field after hours, and it's just awesome. It makes you a kid again, because there's not, you're not getting torn up, rapidly. Even though it shoots full auto, it's just enough to know that you got hit, but it doesn't hurt as bad as like 68 cal. But
not even close. Not even close.
And the beauty of it is there's no mess. So these parents come out and they're like, "What do the kids need to wear?" And I'm like, "You can put them in church clothes. They're just going to get dirt. They're just going to get grass stains and dirt from the dirt. But other than that, it doesn't make a mess."
Yeah.
And so, and we even, so just to, let me interject this. So, we have a UV ball. Okay. And ours is a true UV ball. Other companies have come out with a glow activated ball that uses different things, but ours uses actually a UV light. And I've used it 2 years in a row for my zombie hunt. And the beauty of it is I got people volunteering now where I couldn't pay them enough to be zombies when we were shooting paintballs. Now we're doing jelly ball. They want to volunteer because they're having a great time.
Big difference. So, how does that hook on like the marker I've got?
Okay, so we actually offer, so on the Picatinny rail on the bottom, we actually developed a really cool cylinder that has a basically a UV chip in it, and our UV electric. My brain's fried today. I've had too much going on. Anyway, so it's about the size of a dime diameter. It's got a little mount, clips on the bottom of that, and it's a pencil beam. And so the pencil beam is kind of throws accurately. It's about 25 feet. So the cool thing is when the balls are coming out, they're in that pencil beam and it looks like a true tracer round coming out. Tomorrow or later tonight, I'll text you or I'll send you a messenger. I'll send you a picture from one of the haunt trails last year. We do a walking trail as well.
Right.
But the beauty thing is, like, on my zombie hunt, people ride on trailers. So we have the big commercial UV lights.
They do out here too.
Top. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's awesome. I mean, the video footage that we get from people filming on their phones and GoPros and all that.
Yeah.
The staff loves it. I mean, the past 2 years have been awesome just because of that. It's just a better experience for everybody. And the beauty of it is that I still charge the same price as I did with paintball, but they're getting 600 rounds instead of 100 rounds.
Yeah.
And so people are always like, "Well, I need a 500 round bag of paintballs." Now, I miss those days of selling the 500 round bags of paintball to people, but because the profit margin is roughly 90% on jelly ball, I'm making more money.
Yeah. Very cool.
And
there's no mess.
Yeah, and you're shooting zombies.
No,
Yeah.
you're keeping them.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because that people went through that at the fields out here. They went through the same thing. The zombies were only good for like a half hour, man.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, screw this,
And then they would hide.
Yeah.
People like, "Man, this place sucks. They only have like 3 zombies." I'm like, "I got 30 people out there," and you walk out there, and they're all hiding behind bunkers.
You see Brent Mitchell Foster. He's another guy that works. He's from Colorado. Works really, really hard with the kids. Another terrific person. Anyhow,
Ooh, I like
you read
that.
what he says?
Yep. So B and I are real close, and I'm sponsoring her WNXL team this year. Jelly Ball is, and Tanks Paintball. So we stepped up and we're picking up their tab for them. But the beauty is the girls are actually out. Like when they go to practice these different fields, they're taking Jelly Ball guns with them and they're talking to the field owners, and they're getting these guys to become dealers, which is awesome because they're seeing something that they haven't seen. But the beauty is, B and I've been talking since I got her on board 2 years ago on Jelly Ball about how can we make a league that would work. Because here's the thing, and Bill will understand this because he runs Airsoft. Airsoft is a great game, but it's a game of honor because there's no marking at all.
Right.
I've seen these guys literally flinch or not flinch, and they just keep playing on. And the problem with Jelly Ball is it's great for the little kids, and the kids will probably call themselves out if the parents don't get involved or the teammates don't get, or, older kids don't get involved. They'll play with honor. But the problem is because it doesn't actually mark, there's it's going to be hard. But Clay and I are working on a really cool product that we should have out here hopefully before the end of the year. It's just because there's so many, it's so hard to get components now. All these different things and I don't want to give away what we're working on, but literally this would make that a possible product that would work for a league play. So
that's cool.
It's going to be really cool.
Go
ahead.
I understand that you're going to St. Louis to Tim Schloss's Gateway Paintball next Monday to work with his referees because Tim's got the Jelly Ball set up and everything like that. So, obviously he's not going to be there because he's down there sunning his buns in Florida. But that's right, really Billy and I shake our head.
So he was at Extravaganza, and he bought a dealership last year. And it's just been sitting in the box. He hasn't opened it up. He hasn't done anything with it. And I asked him why. And he goes, because we just haven't had the time. Yeah. And he goes, and we don't have, and he go, did you watch the videos? He goes, no, we get bored. And that's the problem. So I'm working on new videos that we're going to condense down. We'll actually put a zip drive I'm working on putting a zip drive in the dealer kit. And what I want to do is have a cool thing. If you watch the video, there's going to be something cool at the end. You send us an email with this, and you'll get registered and you'll get a prize. So it's a two-way thing. It allows people, it gives them the information they need, and it's exciting because they'll want to watch it. But the beauty is talking to Tim and his awesome wife, because they're going to be out of town. We're going to meet his son and we're going to meet his staff on Monday after school. And we're going to break everything open. We're going to do everything. We're going to show them how to run it. Because you're going to love Greg. So a lot of people, the reason we do the videos is because we figure if we show them how to do it, instead of reading, people don't like to read. They obviously look at all the websites that all of us field owners have, and we still get 1,000 emails. How much does it cost to play paintball? It's right on the front page. But anyway, by showing people, we're hoping that we'll be able to do it. So the beauty of it, it's awesome. It was awesome to see Tim. I haven't seen Tim in many, many years. And it's awesome to be able to go to his field and help him because we're going to be there in his city. Yep. And anytime we travel, if I can go by and help anybody or if they're close to us, heck, if I got to so Christian Dominguez is my operations manager for my parks. He's been with me on Jelly Ball since fruition that I've been involved. And I've been teaching him everything. So I literally have put him on a plane to go help dealers in different places. I had a guy last year, I want to say it was Ohio or something, was having a hard time. And we went to go out to help him. We were going to send Christian out. And then the guy, something happened. They got COVID or couldn't. And then we haven't heard back from him. And I've reached out to him. But you know how people get. They just get sidetracked. But the thing is that a lot of people, and what we've noticed is in paintball, this happens a lot. People get overwhelmed with new products. They buy something, they'll spend the money because they see it. It's really cool at Extravaganza, or they'll see it at World Cup, or they'll see it at some trade show. They buy it, and then because they're in the moment at the show, and then they get it home and they're like, well, I don't have time to work on this. And it just sits there.
Yeah.
And we see that a lot in Jelly Ball. I mean,
I got that a lot around my house.
So our thing is that we're not like we want our dealers to succeed.
Right.
You know, we redid our website recently. So literally, if Fred, if you were to on April 1st, it goes live. April 1st, if you go to it and say, "Hey, I'm in zip code 77077," you'll type in your name, contact phone number, email, and the system will automatically find the closest dealer to you. We'll send an email to them. It'll counter send you an email with that local dealer that's near you, so you guys can reach out and work with each other. How many paintball companies do that?
Yeah.
Send you leads for your company.
No, you're absolutely right there. Last time I had you on, Tank, after actually it was the next day, but I had like 3 or 4 people contact me wanting to know how to contact you to get a dealership.
I think we ended up getting 4 new dealers from your show last time I was on.
Yeah, because that was 3 or 4 people contact me next day, and I put them in touch with you then.
I think the check is on my desk. I'll try to get that mailed out, that commission check.
Yeah, I could use that 20 cents.
Oh, it's $1.
Well, if it's $1, send it. No.
Coupon for McDonald's.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, you know what, Tank? There. Well, Tank, we've kind of burned through our hour here.
We're good.
Awesome. You've got a couple more people. Take my word for it. Get a hold of Ryan Courtney.
I will.
And get a hold of Brent Mitchell Foster in Colorado.
Hey, guys, I'll hit you up tomorrow. Look for an email from me. It'll be tank@jellyball.com.
Yeah, because he never gets a hold of me. So, yeah. But anyhow, so Tank, I appreciate so much you coming on tonight. I absolutely love the product. One more time, I want to thank you for sending me this. When we talked the first time, Tank said, "I'm going to send you this." I got it immediately. And which way do I go? There we go.
You're right there.
Tank's Paintball. I love the hoodie, bud. I just
appreciate your support.
Here.
You're an awesome man.
I appreciate
it. Use your hoodie because it's starting to snow here, actually.
Oh, really?
Bill, send me an address. You got my email, tank@jellyball, and I'll send you one out.
Awesome. Oh, hell yeah, I will.
Yeah, you'll love it, Billy. I just, like I say, I like the heck out of it. We go out in my backyard, me and Kiko, man, and we go out and we shoot the heck out of this thing. But what's amazing, well, I'll wait till you get yours, Bill. You'll fill a hopper and you'll keep shooting and shooting and shooting, thinking it's just going to drop down.
Yeah, I know.
It just doesn't, And then and take my word for it. Put a pinch in when you put the water in. Don't put this much in. It's way too much.
So a 5-gallon bucket, you want to put a cup of jelly balls in, a measuring cup of that, and that'll fill it about halfway.
This is what I did. I put them in.
There you go.
Yeah, but it puked over the top.
So Bill, send me your address, and I'll get you a set of guns and a hoodie out for you.
Real quick before we get rid of you, you were saying now when the dealership comes, there's 2 different color markers, huh?
Yeah, we have red and blue, so you can distinguish what team the kids are on.
Okay, real quick. So if somebody wants a dealership, what comes with that dealership? Real quick.
Dealership will give you 12 guns, 12 batteries, everything, a dozen of everything, including goggles, red and blue goggles. And then we also offer a jelly ball bunker kit that can be in there. And then 500,000 jelly balls, charging towers, strainers, buckets, pretty much it's turnkey. So if you get enough ammo to run 6 parties, you pay for it in those 6 parties, and then it's pure profit after that.
Very cool. Well, John, I appreciate. Oh, go ahead, Billy.
The hoppers, you were saying Allen Paintball makes your hoppers. Did you make those in blue and red also?
No, we actually did them in black because of the feed neck was black, and I wanted to look really cool.
Yeah.
We're just doing them in black right now. Ultimately, we'll probably end up changing them to the red and blue. But right now, just because it was our first, I had to do 10,000 of them to get them done because I had to, buy the tooling and everything.
Yeah.
But they look really cool with the black. And, and the cool thing is the reason everybody likes them in the black and not the clear is the players can't tell when they're low on ammo. So the one thing as a dealer, it'll get down to about halfway and the kids will run in and go, I need to be refilled. So it creates drama, but with the hopper, because it's black, they don't know how low they are, and we can tell you can tell, like it's like when you dry fire a paintball gun, you can tell when it's got a ball or it doesn't.
Yeah.
So we can tell when they run out, and we call them in and we change the hopper out.
Yeah,
Tank, real quick. Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say I had Mark make me blue and red hoppers for my rental guns.
Yes.
So I didn't have to use armbands anymore, for our rental group. So that was awesome. He did a
pretty
really
smart,
good job.
Very smart. So, Tank, one more time, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you if they're interested in putting something like this together.
Tank at jellyball.com, and it's GELLYBALL.com.
Very cool. Tank, John, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Fred,
really
always my pleasure, and I really appreciate your support.
You got it. You know that.
All right, brother.
See you, Tank.
All right,
Good
Bill.
evening.
Hey, you too. Thanks for having me on again. Have a great night.
My pleasure. All
right.
Bye. All right, everybody. That was Mr. John Tank Tankersley of Jelly Ball. And just to be fair now, also, Belkin puts out Gel Blaster. So we will probably have them on. Same thing I did last time. I had Tank on with Jelly Ball, and then I had Joshua Silverman on about the Gel Blaster, which is only fair, Billy.
Yep.
So he's going to send you one of these. Have you got one of these yet?
No, not that model. No.
Oh yeah. So,
Hal's got them. Hal's always you're gonna put somebody's eye out with it.
When I first got it, I ate a couple of them. I had to try it. Matter of fact, I ate about 4 of them because I had Kiko with me, and we got into a small eating contest. But then we quit. But then I shot myself point blank in the leg. Right? They still sting a little bit. Point blank. Yeah. If you're farther away, you're better off.
I wish I wasn't leaving Monday, or I'd go up to Tim's Field and watch his presentation up there. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, but you got a long drive though.
Oh, hell yeah!
Hell yeah!
That's 1,700 miles.
That's what I just said, didn't I? A long
drive.
Yeah. Right on.
What's another 3 hours, 6 hours? It's all right.
Yeah, piece of cake. Put Susan at the wheel. Sack out. Come
on.
on.
Why the hell are we going to St. Louis? It's faster. You hit the highway. Just go faster.
I love it. James Stevens watching us tonight. James Stevens is also one of the band. Terrific guy. But Ryan Courtney, I got to tell you, Ryan Courtney and Brent Mitchell Foster and them guys, they are just, every week they watch. I just absolutely love these guys, Billy. I really do. They're great. Yeah, and these are the kind of guys that keep the sport going, period. So,
no doubt.
All right, Billy. Well, you have a good evening. Tell Susan I said hi, and if I don't talk to you, which I probably will, I definitely talk to you. You don't leave till Monday, right?
Yeah. Monday for sure.
Yeah. Right on, brother. I'll say goodbye to everybody.
All right. We'll see you guys later. Next time.
Yeah, next time. Yeah. Yeah, it won't be next Tuesday though, huh?
We will be down there actually. You're still doing the show Tuesday.
Oh yeah, because I don't leave till Wednesday morning.
Yeah, we'll be at the hotel or at the beach.
Well, if you're at the hotel, you taking your computer?
Yeah.
Oh well, then I'll just fire you up because we're going to do the Hall of Fame next week.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
So take your computer. And I'll fire it up then.
Okay.
I'll make sure you get the invite.
Yep. All righty.
Yeah, because all you got to do is take your camera and your computer.
Yep. I'll bring it.
Perfect. That'll work great.
Yep.
Wait a minute. You're leaving Monday, and you're going to be there Tuesday. You're going to be hauling butt. Are you leaving early Monday?
We don't screw around. We don't stop either. It's not. We go.
That's how I do it too. You know, kind of
Yep.
burns my wife a little bit. You know, I just tell her bring a big gulp with you.
Oh yeah. I think we mystified Dan Colby when we drove to New York and he rode with us and he was like, Jesus Christ, when you guys stop? I'm like, you gotta hold it, we're gone.
I wish Bud was going to be down there, but I'm looking forward to seeing Bud in New York with us.
Yeah, it'll be good. We're
love the
talking
guy.
today about that. It's like, oh.
Yeah. All right, Billy.
All
I'll
right.
be talking to you.
All right, we'll see you guys.
All right, everybody. That was Mr. William Bailey. He's on my show every week, and he will be on next week. He's going to haul butt all the way down to Florida just so he can be on. How cool is that? That's cool. All right, everybody. I appreciate so much you guys watching tonight. You know, I think Jelly Ball is pretty cool. I think it's an entry into paintball itself, and I just think it's a great thing. And I once again want to thank John Tinkersley for coming on tonight and talking to Bill and I about it. And I just love it. I think it's pretty damn cool myself. So everybody out there, much love to Mr. Bud Orr. Bud Orr watches me almost every week, and he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever want to meet in your life. And what Bud has done in the past for paintball, Bud is still doing. That's a paintballer. That's loving the sport. So everybody, till next week, next Tuesday evening on Facebook on Flagpole Productions at 7 p.m. Pacific time, please play hard, play safe, play fair, get out there and play paintball. Good evening, everybody.